Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over for the Scarlet and Violet DLC. We have some new rumors and theories to take a look at about how we could be going to a different location that isn't Kalos or Area Zero. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's take a look at these new theories and rumors for the Generation 9 DLC. So there's a thread here by Soul Silverart, but he's quote retweeting something by Lumio's post, and they said, not that this is huge, but I may have found a small DLC hint. I've been going around battling tourists and backpacker characters in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, as in the past, they've been used as teasers for other regions, and I encountered one saying he needed a Pokemon that could cross water. So at the end of the battle, he said he needed the Pokemon to go to cross the sea so he can go sit on a beach. Could this be a hint to the Balearic Islands or the Canary Islands or some other sort of island for the DLC for the Generation 9 games? Could easily just be talking about the many sandbars / islands in Paldea, but since the Pokemon Company have a history of using these types of characters as teasers, I think it's worth noting. So yeah, this is the character here saying it's only there was some Pokemon I could ride over the sea. I'd be sitting and sipping something on a sandy beach right now. So basically, like, that might not be a hint or anything, but that kind of opens the question of, could we actually be going to a different location for the DLC? So yeah, I mean, you can see that as a hint if you want, but I personally don't think it is. I think it's just a random like text that an NPC has. But as I say, it opens the discussion. So we have Soul Silverart here saying, pure speculation about the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. What if one of the DLC packs takes place far away from Paldea? Schools go on a field trip. What if one pack was all the students and teachers that we know and love go on a field trip together to a distant land? Maybe a land related to the Paldean Empire. So if this was the case and we do actually go to a location that is far from Paldea, or not necessarily far, but just like, you know, having to cross the sea to get to it, that would obviously create a lot of opportunities for like customization options as well. We are pretty much stuck with school outfits in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, they took a step forward and a step back with the character customization in this game. Like, the whole like being able to customize your face and your hair and everything towards like every gender is like really cool, really good step forward. But then the step back was making us have to wear school uniforms. So we got a choice of 4 different uniforms and then that's it. So potentially if we go on a field trip, that may allow us to, I guess, get more customization options. Like, I guess if you go on a field trip, most of the time you wouldn't really need to use a school uniform and stuff, at least in my experience. So that would be, I guess, some way to allow people to customize their characters, because that is one big thing that a lot of people are a little bit disappointed with the Generation 9 games, especially after Legends Arceus had some really good customization options, and then to take a step back to just kind of making us have the school uniforms was a little bit unfortunate. So that could be something that would be allowed, I guess, if that's the direction they went. It also goes on to say maybe a taste of the South America based region, or maybe somewhere still just loosely related to Paldea, like the Azores and the Canary Islands, as they're still based off real life Spain / Portugal, but far enough to be a whole different place. Food for thought. So yeah, again, this painting is entitled Street Midday. It depicts a beautiful town in a different region. So again, there's loads of little like teasers like this, which could be like Gen 10 or Gen 11 or whatever. Like, there's always little small teasers and stuff like that. So could we actually be going to like a different location? I think it's not out the question. Like, if we look at the Galarian map for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, so this is obviously the whole of Galar, and at the bottom we have the Crown Tundra, and over here we have the Isle of Armor. So the Crown Tundra, as you can see, is connected to the main kind of map of Galar. As you can see, there's just like a forest in the way. But yeah, the Crown Tundra is there, and then obviously the location with like the tree at the bottom. However, the Isle of Armor is actually not connected to Galar. We actually have to kind of fly to it. And this is a whole different island, which is pretty big as well. Like, I guess it's around the same size, if not a little bit bigger than the wild area. But yeah, it is a different location that we obviously have to fly to, that we have to cross the sea to. Well, I guess you would have to cross the sea normally, but obviously we take the taxi service. So could that be the same situation as Paldea? So if we take a look at the Paldea map here, we obviously have Area Zero down here in the middle, which again has these like diagonal lines, which is why we think this is DLC and this is DLC, because obviously it's the only 2 places on the map that have these diagonal lines, and there's so much kind of thought gone into this whole DLC Area Zero situation, and a lot of like hints and in the code and stuff like that. So we're pretty much, I guess, not guaranteed, but we're very we're very confident that we're going to be going deeper into Area Zero, and that's where we're going to find the third legendary, Paradox Weakling, Paradox Virizion, etc, etc. So that is going to be like pretty much confirmed to be a DLC. However, this one over here, like, this is quite a massive location. So again, this looks bigger than this like ice area here, which I guess it would have to be if it's a massive DLC. But yeah, it is huge. So potentially this start of this could just be like forest or something, or maybe it's just like ocean or whatever, and then we actually go further in and we actually have to fly to a distant like location, just like this theory kind of goes on to say. So I don't think it's completely out of the question. Maybe there might even be 3 DLC packs as well. Like, we might have Area Zero here, we might have this location, which again could be Kalos. Like, we're really hoping it is Kalos or like Southern Kalos or something, but it could easily not be Kalos. Like, there's hints towards the Generation 6 games, but again, that could just be us reading too much into it, or who knows. But again, if this is a DLC pack and this is a DLC pack, maybe there is a third one, and maybe we have to fly all the way over here onto the right, and that could be a different location where, you know, we are allowed customization options and stuff like that. Because if you think with the Galarian DLC, they did actually change quite a bit. So when we went to the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, you could actually have following Pokemon, which obviously you couldn't have in the base game of Pokemon Sword and Shield. So they do make changes towards the DLC that you can only you can only kind of I guess activate when you go into the DLC. So maybe in base Paldea we have to wear like uniforms and stuff, but then when we go into the DLC areas, maybe we are allowed different outfits and stuff, and we are actually allowed to customize your character and stuff like that. But again, you would only be able to use it in the DLC. I don't know, definitely some food for thought, but I think it is a relatively plausible idea that we could be going to like a different island or something that, you know, could allow us to do all these different things. I don't know, I don't think it's like super likely, and again, I think that the DLC mainly is just going to be Area Zero and then this like top right location, whether it is Kalos or whatever. But I think it could be an extra little thing that we might even be able to see. But yeah, either way, what are your thoughts about that? Do you think we are going to be going to like a different location for the DLC? Do you think it's just way out there and it's not going to happen? I don't know. I think it's definitely possible, but at the same time, we'll have to see what happens. So anyway, that's the rumor and theory that I wanted to go over for today's video. We actually have a few other interesting things to go over though regarding Pokemon. So this was posted by Lutu saying Game Freak just put out like 30 or so hirings for Pokemon specifically. So a lot of new job kind of listings being created for Game Freak for Pokemon specifically. So that obviously is most likely going to be for future games, whether that's like Gen 10 or remakes for like Gen 5, or if we're getting a Legends Johto or a Let's Go Johto or anything like that. He then goes on to say, this isn't anything weird or abnormal, just something that is worth pointing out because so much discourse is around why don't they just hire more people, as if it's not an active thing that they're doing constantly regularly. So I think it's got like quite a high turnover rate in Game Freak, which is why they usually have to have so many like job listings and stuff and have to hire so many people. But yeah, the whole argument that they don't hire enough people, like they've literally just put out 30 new job listings. So who knows, maybe they just need bigger teams for the games that they have planned, because they already are going to be working on Gen 10. They've probably already got an idea of Gen 11 as well, maybe. So yeah, quite interesting though that they are like still trying to hire as many people as possible. But just thought it was something interesting to add to today's video. What are your thoughts on this? And then a few other little mini things to finish today's video off. We have the guide to the Japanese Pokédex for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. It will be released on February the 2nd in Japan, so not too long away from now. So yeah, there might be something interesting in this guidebook. Again, if there is anything noteworthy, it will probably get like uploaded to like the internet and stuff, obviously. So yeah, if anything crazy does get announced in this, I'll of course make a video about it. But I think it's literally just a guidebook for the Generation 9 games. There might be some like small anecdotes and stuff about different characters and Pokemon that we didn't previously know, which is always interesting to find out, and maybe some like new artwork as well for different Pokemon. But either way, still quite an interesting little thing to look forward to. And then finishing things off, if you weren't aware, there is a new avatar for good old Larry of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for social networks. I think it was tweeted out by Pokemon yesterday, where you can literally, yeah, make your new icon Larry. I mean, I know Larry is quite a big fan favorite in the Generation 9 games, so yeah, thought it'd be quite interesting if you wanted to know about that. But that is going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. It's trying to hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on this whole DLC kind of far off island idea. Again, there's the island is connected, like this DLC island is connected to Paldea, but you never know. There might be a third DLC pack that we have to fly to, just like we did with the Isle of Armor. But either way, let me know your thoughts on all that. I thought it was quite interesting to go over today whilst we wait for the DLC announcement, which again should be on Pokemon Day, 27th of Feb. But again, we're waiting for some more leaks and stuff by Riddler-Ku, who hopefully will bless us with those on the lead up to the DLC. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Anyway, It's everything from me. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. It's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.